Hello to everyone at Join. My friend Chippy and I are so pleased to be able to join you today to talk about the work that Intel has been doing with the development community to create some amazing experiences in games, movies and more. As I'm sure you all know, 2021 is a very exciting year for Intel as we look forward to the launch of our first discrete graphics card for gamers based on the new Xe HPG architecture, as well as our upcoming Alder Lake hybrid architecture CPUs that bring a mix of big and little cores to the desktop for the first time. But while this new hardware is incredibly exciting, and trust me when I say it's worth getting excited about, we know that it takes more than just great silicon to deliver a great experience to end users and developers. We've been working tirelessly with the developer community for decades to make sure their games run well, not just on Intel CPUs, but Intel graphics too. And it's easy to forget that while Xe HPG might be our first enthusiast class desktop graphics card for gamers, we've been delivering graphics to the market as part of our CPUs for a long time. In fact, when we first started on this long journey to creating our Xe architecture, we knew that the first step was Intel Xe LP. Now, if you're not familiar, Xe LP is the graphics architecture that powers the integrated graphics in our 11th gen Tiger Lake CPUs and our Intel Iris Xe Max discrete graphics for laptops, which we launched late last year. Now, with the integrated graphics in Tiger Lake, we delivered 2x the performance versus the previous generation. That's an important step because by raising the bar on integrated graphics, we start to increase the baseline graphics performance of all users, removing a creative barrier for developers. The Xe architecture is designed to scale, enabling us to target many segments and many price points at many performance levels, from entry level and integrated with Xe LP through to ambitious high performance computing. We know that coverage of multiple segments across millions of users is important for an architecture to gain traction with software developers. That's why integrated graphics is integral to our strategy, because it reaches hundreds of millions of users every single year. And we work closely with developers and creators, big and small alike, to make that experience on integrated graphics a great one. In fact, we have over 15,000 software engineers working at Intel who, amongst other things, help us to deliver that great experience. To give you just one example, last year developer The Coalition released Gears Tactics, a fantastic turn-based take on the Gears of War franchise. Not only was Gears Tactics the first turn-based strategy game in the Gears universe, it was the first built from the ground up for the PC. The Coalition wanted to reach a new audience with Gears Tactics, many of whom may never have played a Gears game before. In order to do that, they had to enable their game to run on as many systems as possible, whether it was a thin and light laptop with integrated graphics, a hand-me-down desktop PC with decade-old components, or a state-of-the-art system with the latest hardware. Now that's a tough challenge, as I'm sure you all know, but by working together with Intel, the Coalition achieved its goal by using the latest rendering techniques. Gears Tactics enables new features like variable rate shading and async compute. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar, so I won't dive into the technicalities of this, but variable rate shading reduces the pixel complexity of a scene in areas that don't demand as much detail, resulting in a performance boost without sacrificing visual fidelity. And then we have asynchronous compute, which allows the game to perform certain graphics workloads in parallel, fully utilizing the power of the GPU. With these optimizations implemented in collaboration with Intel, not only did Gears Tactics live up to series expectations as a graphical showcase, it seamlessly scaled across thin and light notebooks, ultra-powerful desktops, and device configurations, including those featuring the Xe graphics architecture. And our work with the Coalition is just one example of the work that we do with developers, and we're always excited to see the incredible ideas of our developer friends come to life. And it's not just games where we partner with software developers. Intel does a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes creating software libraries that developers can use to create incredible 3D graphics, whether it's for games, television, or even cinema. Earlier this year, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences awarded the Intel Ombre Ray Tracing Library, which is a component of our One API rendering toolkit, a Scientific and Technical Achievement Award. The Academy, which hosts the annual Academy Awards, otherwise known as the Oscars, recognised Intel Ombre's industry-leading ray tracing for geometric rendering as a contributing innovation in the movie-making process. So despite what you might have heard, NVIDIA didn't invent ray tracing. Now, Intel Ombre is widely used in movie studio rendering pipelines. Its ray tracing capabilities include studio photorealistic visual effects, animated films, scientific visualization, 3D product and architectural design, as well as gaming visuals such as terrain and shadows. It's also an open source library, meaning it's been quickly integrated into many popular rendering tools such as Blender, V-Ray, DreamWorks Animator's Moonray, Maxon Cinema 4D, and others. Let me show you a short clip now showcasing what Intel Ombre can do. If you're interested in working with Intel, we'd love to have you on board. Our Game Dev Boost program not only gives you access to free tools and resources like libraries and code samples, as well as expert tutorials, but you'll also benefit from our marketing programs that have more than 1 billion impressions each year. With Game Dev Boost, we promote selected titles across our social channels, with a value estimated at roughly $5,000 per title. Additionally, your game will be considered for other Intel Game Dev Boost activities like email campaigns, event demonstrations, and game bundles. Just head over to software.intel.com/boost to learn more about Game Dev Boost, as well as our Runs Great on Intel Technology certification. I can't wait to see the games that you produce and know that the future is incredibly bright for the Italian games industry. Thank you so much for letting me join you today. I'm humbled to have been here. Thank you, and ciao for now.